far as I'm concerned, they can continue to push back that construction date.
I completely agree. I'll be very happy if I didn't see it.
If they push it back far enough, you and I will both be retired
Exactly.
before it starts.
Because you're going, what, about 6 months after I am?
December of 26.
I'm going June 26th.
Well, let's enjoy it while we can.
Exactly.
All right, we have several criminal matters set for this morning. We have a sentencing on a malicious destruction of property charge in the matter of People versus Gagandeep Singh. File number is 25103SM. Mr. Singh is here with his lawyer, Jordan Harden. Mr. Singh was also on probation at the time of this incident in file number 241080 on a charge of assault and battery on his mother-in-law. And so they also scheduled a probation violation arraignment at the same time as the sentence.
And Your Honor, I did not get notice of that. I'm assuming it's because I wasn't the attorney on that.
Luke Knopfinger was the original attorney, but it's just an arraignment. So he hasn't even been arraigned on it. But the plea in this case was a violation of his probation, that he was on probation at the time. And once he entered a plea of guilty, it became a violation of his probation. They're all sort of wrapped together. I was hopeful that somebody would be here either on behalf of the complainant or the prosecutor, but I think they may be otherwise occupied this morning. I did get the police report and the pictures. I didn't get them before, but I asked for them. I got them on Friday, and I had a chance to look at that. So we're here on the malicious destruction of property, which was items of clothing. There is no domestic assault charge. Defendant posted a bond, and I'm not frankly sure what to do. I had some discussions regarding this matter with the probation department. They're also not here. So let's see where we go here. Ms. Harden, what's your position?
Thank you, Your Honor. As the court has indicated, Mr. Singh is currently on a probation. He's being supervised by Autumn Kiefer. I know at the time of the plea, she wanted to ensure that he was staying engaged with those services. It sounds like as part of that arrangement, he is to drug screen when requested, as well as complete an anger management class. In talking to Mr. Singh, he had advised me that there was a delay as far as getting enrolled in that class because, as the court's aware, DRC, some of their courses, they need to have a certain number of individuals before they can run that course. So at the time of the plea, he was signed up to start that. He also, as part of the plea deal, was agreeing to enroll in a domestic violence class. So I'm not sure, I've not heard from Autumn on the status of that, but I also take it as not hearing from Autumn as a good thing, and that we're not having any issues on probation. So the notes I have show that the court was looking for a restitution figure, as this was a malicious destruction of property. My client has no issue paying that. We just don't have anything. I've not received anything. So I'm not sure if the court wants to proceed today and just reserve on the issue of restitution if a figure is presented. As part of the plea, my client was afforded the ability to return to his home. The no contact was lifted. He advises there's been no issues with that. He checked in with probation this morning. Unfortunately, Ms. Kiefer is not here today. He did talk to somebody else in that office, and they were going to get him over to DRC today for a screen at Ms. Kiefer's request. So I think at this time, because he's already being supervised by Autumn on that other case, I don't think a second probation would be necessary. He did do some jail time for this, so I would ask for fines and costs and reserve on the issue of restitution, because we don't have those figures today.
I tend to agree with you. He is already on a probation. There was an allegation of domestic assault that was dismissed. The pictures were interesting. Um, There on the screen behind you, Mr. Singh, shows a bathtub full of clothing. It was alleged that you poured bleach on that, and as I look at it, it's all Indian style clothing
Yes,
and brocaded, elaborate.
this is the water. I have a like shower thing. I just turn it on just for I think 1 minute, not even 1 minute, and I turn it off. And trust me, I don't have a bleach at home. Still don't have it.
All right,
And,
well, you threw these in here in anger. You were mad, and it was specifically the Indian clothing, which you had purchased for her.
yes, I did it.
Um,
And some of them my sister she bought for her.
and why were you so mad?
She was she was mad before me because she's like she's saying you talking to someone else, and she have a jealous problem, like she don't want me to talk to anyone, but which is I'm not talking to no one, so that's
Well,
why
you went over there to get your wedding ring back.
yes, because she was mad. She said you talking to someone else. I say okay, if you mad with that because I was not talking to no one else, and okay, give me my wedding ring, which is I bought for you.
Which you can't. Once you give them the wedding ring, it's her wedding ring. You can't just go, I don't know how it works in India, but so you were mad. You went over there mad to get your um, wedding ring back, which wasn't going to go well. Then, among other things, you took all of her Indian clothes out of her closet and threw them in the bathtub. And then allegedly poured bleach on them. That's a point of contention. Bleach would certainly um, damage that colorful clothing.
In Your Honor, he did acknowledge at the time of the plea, while it wasn't bleach, he knew putting them in the tub and putting water on them would cause damage. So
Yes.
I don't think there's any dispute that that was done with the intention of that.
The
Yes, I
clothes
don't.
are still in the house. They are still okay.
So at first she was all upset about it. Then they go there. I didn't watch the body camera video. At February 3rd, at 17:05, they said, have Justine complete an itemized list of damaged property. Then she calls back about an hour later at 18:55 and says, never mind, I don't want to press any charges. But the state pressed the charges. So regarding this MDOP of some clothing, I don't have a value amount. She did ask the bond condition be lifted. She called the police within an hour of the time she made the complaint and said she didn't wish to go forward. But those items are expensive.
This one clothes like $200, $300.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been to some Indian weddings, and they certainly dress for success.
Yeah, the Indian weddings. I mean, Indian clothes very expensive when you go to the wedding day.
Your wife is not Indian. Where would she wear these items?
But when she go to if my family have any party, she go with there and she wear them attending the party. At home, she don't wear or at work, no.
Well, I'm gonna order a $100 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, and a $150 attorney fee. You were in jail from January 23rd and you posted the bond on January 27th. Were you in jail for 4 days?
I don't think so.
Maybe you were in jail. Arraignment held 124. Notice arraignment had jail. I think you did one night in jail.
One night, yes.
1 day jail credit, 1 day. I have some bond. $750. That's a 10% bond. So 10% of the 10% goes to the court. So there's $675 that can be applied to the fine and cost. I'm going to reserve on the restitution. So 100 plus 75 plus 50 plus 150 is 375. Out of 675, you owe 0. I'm going to apply the balance of bond to the other case, the assault and battery case, which is 241080. Now, regarding the probation violation, I'm going to arraign you on the probation violation. The allegation is by engaging in threatening, assaultive behavior or doing malicious destruction of property. On January 23rd, it was a violation of your probation from June 20th of 2024. So that could result in a violation of your probation and up to 93 days in jail. This probation hasn't been very successful so far. Your probation agent isn't here. My recommendation is that you plead not guilty to the probation violation. I appoint counsel for you and we set a hearing on the probation violation. Is that acceptable to you?
Yes.
You have a right to have a hearing at that probation violation where it must be established, at least beyond a preponderance of evidence, that you violated the probation. You don't have a right to a jury trial on a probation violation, but you do have a right to have a hearing and you have a right to have an attorney. I want to get this anger management, domestic violence done. Show a plea of not guilty, appoint an attorney, set a PV hearing. Now, this probation violation is not gonna be very hard to prove. The only allegation they have to prove is that you got convicted of a new crime while you were on probation for another one. The question is, what are we gonna do with you? And I don't know the answer to that. You're back with your family?
Yes,
All right, how is that going?
everything is good so far, sir.
Is your store still open?
No, I sold it on March 18.
And you said you were gonna look for your next career?
Yes, maybe semi truck. At the moment, she's working and I'm just taking care of the babies at home.
That's hard work in and of itself.
Yes, trust me. I did not get tired at work, but I get tired at home, like very tired.
Yes, parenting is a very tiring job. All right. So I'm gonna send you out, apply the balance of the bond. To that. So your MDOP case is done. I hold on to the bond if there is any restitution to be paid for these dresses or other damage. Her glasses were also broken, and I know there's an expense for that.
I buy her eye contact already.
All right. Well, we'll see what she wants to do. Where does she work?
She work on here like Main Street, you know where's Little Caesar?
Yes.
Right on same plaza, next to the liquor
The
store.
hair
At
salon.
a hair salon?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she can walk to work from there.
No, she can, but she have a nice car. She drive that.
It's only about 3 blocks.
Yeah,
It's
just
snowing
leave
today
that.
though, so I'll give her that.
All right, you go out to the counter, we'll get an attorney, it'll probably be Mr. Knopfinger, who was your original lawyer. And we'll see you at that time.
Make sure you do the DRC too.
I am, yeah. After
Yeah,
soon.
and you need to go to the day reporting center today and
Yep.
test.
Yes, sir. Soon I leave from here.
All right,
will
I don't think that's an issue here, but we'll make sure. All
And I
right,
have to take the anger management class today too.
good, very
At
good,
4 o'clock.
very good. All right, you're good to
You already
go.
at DRC. you
And
can
2
just-
classes left after that.
All right, I'd like to complete that. That will affect what we're
Thank
doing.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Okay. Now, Mr. Padilla has those other charges.
I did reach out to Josh to see if there was any kind of offer. It was a couple weeks ago and I know they're all,
Yeah,
We'll switch
maybe you
them over
could,
there.
that's a difficult case. The facts are terrible.
well, I got the report from Matt.
Yes.
And apparently Mr. Padilla made the comment about hiring Mr. Felt.
I haven't heard any more
I
about it.
have not either, so I'm not sure.
All
I haven't
right,
heard
I'm
from
sure that would
Padilla.
make you feel bad, but all right, well, let's take a recess here. I'm gonna leave the live stream on, but I'm gonna shut the record off. And then Mr. Reed is an interesting case too.
Correct. I didn't know if, I think Autumn. No, Dan did Mr. Reed's, okay.
Yep.